Okay, guys, listen up, please. Now, the new league season starts today. You're the only professional players in it, and last season was just too close for comfort. So I want you to go out there. You should be able to win this league. Just walk over it. Unbeaten, hungover, 2 left feet. It shouldn't matter. So just go out there, put in a token effort, and win the league. Why would you feel complacent, Capiello?
Syngjum saman til sigursrópum áfram Grindavik. Og ég veit, við fagnum gerir dag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It's the start of Season 5. It's Episode 1, obviously, and we begin our third title, hopefully, season, and our first as a fully professional club. We can see here, professional status. Actually, if we go to General, we can get a better view of it. Professional team, professional personality, a 2-star reputation club. I am obviously the manager. Sayas is our captain this year. Our new defender, Andresen, is our vice-captain. Capiello's our key player. Morty Mortensen is the hot prospect. And if we just go back to our profile here for a moment, we have 907 season ticket holders. That is up mammoth times on what we had. I think last year it might have been under 200. So that is a very, very promising thing for us indeed. Now, if we have a quick look at the club and how we stand coming into Season 5. In terms of the board, they say I'm doing a good job, which is good. We're still waiting on news for the new stadium. Time will tell, obviously. We'll just have to wait for that. That's not something that I've, as I said before, ever requested. They've done it on their own back, and we'll just see. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. The supporters, they like me as well, which is good. They don't like that I'm not playing defensively solid football, but you know, can you imagine going home from a game and being like, yes, we scored 6 goals and 1, but we conceded 2? You know, imagine imagine being that person. But anyway, that is all of that. If we look at dynamics, and we can see it's all looking good. A lot of green there, which is excellent. The hierarchy is still a little bit maybe not top heavy enough, and still minimal support, which I've got. I mean, there's no one that actively opposes me now that Ndongala has left, but I still find it just baffling that this club doesn't support. And the thing is, it's guys like Stefansson, Capiello, Adel Steinson, guys at Antonsen that have been with us for a long time now, and we've won leagues with. I don't understand why they don't support me. Social groups. We've seen this before, you know, with so many players coming in and out as the team develops, and we move on quite quickly from players. It's a little bit fractured, but hopefully it will come together sooner rather than later. So let's have a look and see what we're expected to do this season. We are expected to finish in the top 3 places in the league, which shouldn't be a problem. Reach the preliminary round of the Champions League qualifying. I think we're already in it, so that's fine. Europa League, well, that hasn't reset yet from last season, and we're just waiting to enter the Cup. I think we're supposed to, I can't remember what we're supposed to do. It doesn't say, does it? We haven't got our expectations yet for anything else. And of course, we've already been knocked out of the League Cup, which was disappointing, but I never take it super seriously anyway, although this season, ironically enough, I did. The season preview, 3rd is where we're predicted to finish, which is a little bit harsh on us, I would have thought, as a professional team that won it in the last 2 seasons. But anyway, that's where we are. The team of the season, I do have to say, the only player that is in it is Viva, who is not our striker. He's our right-sided winger. So don't quite understand where that has come from. And if we look at all the key players, Viva and our goalkeeper, Andresen, of course, they're brothers, which I kind of stumbled upon last episode, are our key players. And we go down and we can see everybody else there. A couple of guys that are on our short list, of course, but I kind of made the decision that we're not going to sign players from rival teams, so they will stay there basically, unless they develop very, very quickly into very, very nice players. So that's pretty much everything caught up on ahead of the season. The one thing we do need to do, though, is have a look at the goal that you guys voted as our goal of the season last year. So let's do that now. And I have to say, I think I agree with you. Ball forward from Hauksson, but the finish from Stefansson, crossbar as well. It was at post. Brilliant. So here we are with the opening day fixtures. We are at home. We are facing Leiknir. Our second game is against FH, that team who are newly promoted for this season. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here. Oh, that's some cup games. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. Looks like they've got a debutant there on the right wing for themselves. And this is our team that's going out there. It's Andresen, our new goalkeeper, that gets the start. It's Denny Sanchez, Andresen, Adel Steinson and Huggins. So 2 new men on the left, two old players on the right. Sayas, Turpinson, and Capiello in midfield. Viva and Rocky will be the wide players. Turco gets the start up front. And on the bench, we have the likes of Monty, Collar, who's one of our youngsters. You have a few youngsters here in Collar, in Bagley as well, who I have high hopes for, and Allmarkson, who's been injured through pre-season, so he's still coming back from that. We've got another one of the academy players here. I think he's a decent winger if he can cross a bit better. And Stefansson, of course, who was... well, he's been the star for the last 2 or 3 years, and, well, he's just in danger of becoming second choice if Turco hits the ground running. All right, let's have a look at the team sheets here. This Andy Hottie, was he at Dundee United? I think I remember him from Queen of the South last season. Anyway, I don't recognise any other names there. Let's have a look and see what we have to say to this. For the favourites for a reason, got there. Make sure there's no doubt why. I can get on board with that early on in the season. Home game first up. We want to get a big win here, don't we? So here we go. First season as a fully professional team, and we need to get off to a good start. I am wondering if at some point this season, particularly domestically, if we need to make the change of our midfield shape, get rid of Sayas as a defensive midfielder, move him forward, move Capiello forward as a proper number 10, and yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes over time. Viking, you can see, have already played their first game of the season, got off to a winning start. We don't really know who's going to be the main rivals, because we saw last season it was Breeder Blink and HK that were really a long way in front, and they both should have beaten us really. But before that, it's been Vikingur and Valor. So yeah, we'll just have to see how the season develops. Sanchez to Rocky. Can he pull a ball back? He can. It's Turco, and it is over the top. A decent save from their goalkeeper. And Capiello now with the corner. Can we get a nice head on the end of it? No, it's headed away. Capiello should get another chance at it. He does. He does really well to get away from the defender there. Here we go again with Andreasen to Sanchez. Back to Andreasen, and that just kind of peters out a little bit. And we'll give them some encouragement and patiently await the next highlight. We do still have to the end of this episode, basically, ahead of the next game for the transfer window to be open. So we'll still be looking to sign players, but I think in terms of the league season, the team we have now should be good enough. It's when we get to Europe and whether the depth of the squad is quite there. But I think the youngsters last season have all kicked on to another level, so I think they should be able to handle the league now, I would hope anyway. Sanchez whips across in. Turpinson is there, and Gary Turpinson. He was compared to Frank Lampard in the comments last episode, and arriving late in the box, it looks a little bit like Frank Lampard, doesn't he? It's 1-0. The first goal in the league this season was scored by the man who arguably won it for us with his goal at the end of last season. It is Gary Turpinson, and it's a good header as well. He is just going onto a whole different level as a professional player as opposed to a semi-professional one. And let's hope that now we can go on with it. Adel Steinson with a bit of a rough touch, but we get away with it. And we come forward again. Rocky to Sayas. Sayas has Adel Steinson. Turpinson turns, chips it wide there for Viva. We've got Huggins getting forward. But we go back. We're just probing away. Can we find a way forward? Huggins making a good run, but we don't use him. Turpinson to Viva. Huggins is still a long way forward for a fullback. Here we go with Viva. He's 16 dribbling. Capiello's there, and that's his first of the season, and that was a really nice goal. A little bit of patience in the build-up, and then when the gap was there, straight through it we went. And look at this from Viva. It's a really good assist from him, isn't it? Took on his man, beat him comfortably. Capiello, no chance for the goalkeeper, really, and that is 2-0. So this is what we want to see. I can't remember exactly. Just Huggins got an injury. What was that about? I can't remember exactly when the European qualifiers started for us last time, the Champions League ones. I'm thinking what we might do. Huggins for Turco, and that is just wide. I'm thinking what we might do after this episode is maybe, well, we'll see how this episode plays out. I do actually think the league, at least until we get to Europe when we have to sort of rotate a bit more, is probably not going to be too much of an issue for us. Just because if we play our best players, our strongest team, it should be good enough to beat most teams, unless we have a really bad day. So I think we might, for the most part, wait for the European campaign to begin and then sort of show. I'm thinking probably the first leg in Europe, and then a league game, because I'm expecting, like we saw last year, the first leg in Europe will probably just about see the tie off, and if it doesn't, then we can show the second leg as well. But that's certainly my plan for the next little while here. I think, yeah, I mean, the thing with the Impossible Dream is that it is very much a long-term series. So the more seasons we get in, the better. Oh, there's a good ball for Rocky. Oh, and he's in. Is he onside? He has stuck it away, and he is not onside. So yeah, the more seasons we play, the better chance we have of getting ourselves into a position to be challenging for European honours, if not Champions League honours. And we've got a lot further to go with Grindavik than we did with Queen of the South last FM. So I don't want to rush through seasons, but equally I don't want to draw them out when there's games early on in the league season that don't necessarily mean that much, and I suspect that we might be able to win relatively comfortably anyway. That being said, it was almost back to 2-1 there. Let's give him a little bit of a focus, perhaps. Sanchez with a throw. I think he could be a really good attacking outlet for us. Oh, Viva's header off the post. And that's a little bit unlucky. Now, do we want to give some game time? I'd like, if we can get a third goal, I wouldn't mind bringing some players off the bench, but we do need to get that third goal first. Capiello. Okay, what can we do here? Turco's not having a great game, is he? So we'll take him off. Let's get Stefansson up there. He has been the go-to man in our team for so long. So let's see if he can come on, get himself a goal, and maybe have himself back as first choice for future games here. But second half has not really amounted to much. We've had a lot of shots, but not much to talk about, as the goalkeeper's come a long way for that and done quite well. Other than one sort of, or two maybe mix-ups I can think of, we've looked quite solid at the back, so that's a good start for Andresen and Adel Steinsen as a partnership. I do wonder, Adel Steinsen, if he's going to just become a bit of a league specialist, and when we get to some of the bigger games in Europe. Now, what we don't want is 2-1. Andreasen has done really well there, helped his brother out immensely. And we do just need to be maybe a little bit careful here, but we're into stoppage time. It's been domination. We had so many shots, just not really many on target. So we might need to work on some chance conversion, but generally speaking, that was very, very good. So that is how the league table looks. FH, of course, who we play next with a good win, but they were playing 10-men Grotta, so maybe that explains the scoreline a little bit. But dominant into victory. It wasn't the perfect performance by any means, but we scored some nice goals, and we kept a clean sheet. So all you can really ask for is to wait right there. We'll be back to take on FH and hopefully show them what this league is all about. Okay, welcome back. The transfer window has now closed, and we didn't do anything else. I wasn't expecting to. The window will reopen again before we have to play in Europe, so that's when all the European contracts, sort of the mainland Europe, will have ended, so we can look to sign some other people then if we want to. But we were the most busy. We had 6 ins. We had, obviously, a record fee of £12.5 thousand. And yeah, well, there we go. Let's have a look at what we're doing here, though. It's against newly promoted FH. We are expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. It's apparently the Icelandic formation, and this is a team we're sending out 1 or 2 changes. Yeah, 1 or 2 changes. So Andreasen keeps his place in goal. Same 3 of the back 4 is Sanchez, Andreasen, Adel Steinsen. Matheson is fit again, so he comes in for his first game. Sayas, Turpitsen, and Capiello will continue in midfield. Viva and Rocky will continue in wide areas. And, well, let's give Stefansson a start here. Turco didn't really do it, did he, last game? Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Now, this Hadari, I actually looked at signing him when he went to FH, which would have been our first year up, I think. So, he is decent. I don't think we'd sign him now, but he's certainly got a bit of pace about him. Pick up where we left off last time. Let's go out there and just enjoy yourselves today. What we don't want to do is get complacent after a good first up performance. And yeah, we're just about backing that up now, isn't it? We'll see how Matheson gets on. I don't know. He hasn't played for us, obviously, but he was injured when he got here. And I'm assuming he wasn't playing much at Rochdale because he was transfer listed and obviously they were willing to sell him. So I suspect he may not have had much football for a little while there, but we'll see. Oh, we've got KA in the our first round of the Icelandic Cup. That is something we will be taking more seriously this season, just given the fact that we're full-time now. We will be training no matter how many games a week we play. We will have better players at this point to play in that as well. So that's a good ball, and what a goal that is from Viva. But the ball from Turpinson, or should we call him Lampartson at this point, it's a stunner. It's an absolute beauty. Let's have another look at it. Rocky to Sayas to Turpinson, dropped into a good area, but turn, pass, and, well, what about that? Perfectly executed pass, straight onto the foot of Viva, and it's 1-0. Excellent start. We've got another one here. Matheson with a corner. It's a good corner, and it's crossbar for Andresen, I think it was. Our new centre-back. We've picked him out there as he drops back. But nothing more to see as Denny Sanchez wins it back cleanly. It looks like Stefansson now on a nice little run over the halfway line. Cappiello. Turpinson is in the middle, making his late Lampard run. We've got to maybe overdo that comparison. Oh, it's Viva on the volley, and, well, that almost deserved a goal. It was a really good counter-attack from us. And unfortunately, just didn't quite have the end product. But it would be very nice if we could get a second goal here. And then I would like to give some of these youngsters on the bench some game time in this one. It's, obviously playing is the quickest way to develop a player. Even if we are full-time, they still need to be playing some games. Viva. Ball in. Stefansson, it's blocked, and the goalkeeper just about is there to handle the deflection. And highlight continues. Ball forward. Matheson wins it back, but is beaten in the end there by Dimmy. No, our Dimmy was a centre-back, wasn't he? There's a ball forward from Cappiello to find his countryman Rocky. And Denny Sanchez, a nice little 1-2. Rocky is in, and Rocky finds the side netting. Let's give it a focus. We really should have added a second goal at this point. We did do some chance conversion training after the last game as Stefansson heads it over the top. Maybe a little bit of early season rustiness here, but I mean, each team has had, they've actually had more shots than us, so it's not been as one-sided as the other game. But we are away from home. Let's don't let your performance levels drop. And we are just finding, aren't we, that neither striker is playing particularly well just now. Everybody's happy and pleased and all those sorts of things. But we do need to, at some point, get a second goal here just to protect ourselves from, an error or a wonder strike or a refereeing mistake, all those sorts of things that can happen. And are we going to do it early on in the second half here? There's a ball looking for Rocky, but it's a bit of a hopeful one, to be honest. And FH have won it back. And we've won it back again with Adel Steinson. Denny Sanchez now to Sayas, looking for Stefansson. It's a bit of an aimless ball if we're honest, and Cappiello wins it back again. He's got Stefansson there. He's got Rocky. Stefansson has a go. It doesn't really challenge the goalkeeper, though. Let's try demand more. And I wonder at which point it is we have to start making some changes here. Rocky's not had a great game. Turpinson, he's everywhere. He has the makings of being just one of the stars of this series. He is developing so quickly. He is looking so good this season. And the sky could well be the limit for him. I mean, and surely Icelandic international caps can't be that far away from him. I mean, I don't know exactly how good the Icelandic national team's depth is. But he can't be that far away, surely. Here we go now with Rocky. Back for Denny Sanchez. Crosses it in. Oh, it's off everything but the back of the net. And we've got another highlight. Adel Steinson sweeping in to clean up a loose ball. And it's been a promising start. We seem to have done everything but score here. Viva has done well. Viva's in. Viva, back post. That's wonderful work from Kike Viva. And Rocky couldn't miss. And this time he is onside. And it's a very, very nicely worked goal. Stefansson out there to Viva, and then to add the third member of the front three. There he is there, completely unmarked at the back post. Really, really good goal from the front three there. And I think I'm feeling a little bit more confident about making some changes here. We could take Cappiello off for Ormarkson. Maybe we rest Sayas, drop Turpinson back a little bit to get Odin on. Odin Bagley. And then I wouldn't mind... Oh, it might have just been caught out the back here, though. And it is over the top. I wouldn't mind getting on Collar, our young left back, either. Let's have another just reminder of how good Turpitson is developing. And the other one is Collar. He is developing. Look at those mentals. He's really kicking on. So we've got 2 guys there I think we'd like to give game time to. We might take Rocky off here. Sanchez can play further forward. We're playing further forward as a winger. See how that goes. Bagley for Sayas will drop Turpitson back in. And Allmarkson for Capiello. And I don't know if we get another sub. We do we? Oh wait, yeah, we do have another sub. So we might get Turco on here as well, since Stephenson's not having a great game. I suspect there might be something about the way we're playing that's not quite suiting the lone striker just now, because we're dominating possession, we are getting shots, and it seems like everybody is playing well except for whoever it is that's playing up front. So that kind of suggests that there's maybe an issue with the whether it's the role or something. But anyway, a good solid 2-0 win away from home. We've dominated the game, it feels like, certainly in terms of highlights, though they have had a lot of shots. So maybe they're just shooting from anywhere. Could well be that as well. But well done, boys. I'm quite pleased with that. So 2 from 2, and that sends us to the top of the league, which is brilliant. Of course, Vela and KA still have a game to play, so they could join us there. But yeah, that all felt very comfortable, didn't it? So that will do it for today. Matheson has made his debut, and Viva was very, very good in that one. He could be a star for us, this Kike Viva. He is. We got him from was he amateur or semi-pro Spanish club, and he is just he's looking as though he's going to be good, doesn't he? Anyway, that will do it for today. I'm not 100% sure, as I say, when we're going to come back. It'll be around June-ish, I'd say. It depends how far we get in this cup. Hopefully we'll go a little ways. We'll be back though, whether it be for a European tie, somewhere around Grotta KR, I would imagine is where I'm thinking. And if we incorporate either an Icelandic Cup tie or a start of Europe, then that's what we'll do. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.